The Parker Family DNA Disaster, Part 3. Oh, Son of a Brother. The massive white reunion tent hummed with murmurs, the buzz of an industrial fan doing little to dissipate the heat of tension that filled the air. The family, gathered under the shade from the sweltering summer sun, sat frozen as Malcolm stared at the projector screen, his fingers digging into the edges of the foldable plastic chair. His mind reeled. Kenneth wasn't his father. His father was the man he'd called Uncle Reggie his entire life. The weight of it suffocated him. Kenneth's voice cut through the thick silence like a blade. Deb. The name left his lips raw and heavy. His hands balled into fists, but his voice wavered. Tell me this ain't true. Tell me this is some kind of mistake. Deb stood motionless. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. The lump in her throat threatened to choke her. Kenneth's patience snapped. Damn it, Deb, he bellowed, slamming his fist on the table. A few plastic cups toppled over, and an audible gasp rippled through the crowd. You mean to tell me I've spent my life raising another man's son? My brother's son? The reunion tent, once a place of celebration, felt like a pressure cooker about to explode. Vanessa, already on edge, turned her anger toward Reggie. Oh, but you had the nerve to come at me all these years, questioning my loyalty, and now look at you. Reggie barely had a second to react before Vanessa's rage found its true target. She spun on her heel, eyes locked on the Deb. And you lying, backstabbing, trifling ass heifer, Vanessa shrieked as she lunged. You was in my house, around my kids, smiling in my face. Multiple family members shot up, grabbing her before she could get her hands on Deb. Chairs scraped against the ground as others moved out of the way. Deb stumbled back, hands trembling. Vanessa, please! I didn't know! I swear, I didn't know! You didn't know? Vanessa shouted, still trying to break free. You ain't know you slept with his brother? You ain't know you was pregnant? Tears streamed down Deb's face as she finally found her voice. We weren't together when it happened. Kenneth and I had broken up. I was out drinking. I met Reggie at a bar. I didn't even know who he was. It was one night, and then days later, Kenneth and I got back together. When I found out I was pregnant, I assumed it was his. Vanessa was still fighting against the arms holding her back. I swear, if y'all don't let me go, Vanessa, stop! Aunt Lisa yelled, her own face pale. Not here. Not in front of the whole damn family. Deb took another step backwards, shaking her head as sobs racked her body. I didn't know that Kenneth and Reggie were brothers until he brought me to his hometown that Christmas to meet his family. That was the first time I saw him again, when Kenneth brought me there. And we never spoke about it. Vanessa thrashed again. You convenient lying bitch. Deb let out a broken sob before turning and running, her heels kicking up dust from the makeshift reunion flooring. Aunt Marjorie, ever the nurturer, hurried after her, calling her name. Get off of me, Vanessa yelled, yanking herself free from the arms that held her and storming toward the bar stationed at the far end of the tent. She poured a shot with shaking hands, tossed it back, and then poured another. Reggie, silent up until now, stood from his chair, his voice, low and hoarse, cut through the thick air. Kenneth. Malcolm. I swear to you both, I didn't know. Kenneth, still seething, snapped his head toward him. You saw her walk in that house and didn't say a damn thing? Reggie let out a long, tired breath. Because it meant nothing. I could see how much you loved her, man. I wasn't gonna ruin your happiness over one night or nothing. Malcolm, who had remained unnervingly silent, finally let out a bitter laugh. So, what am I? A mistake? Something y'all just decided to sweep under the rug? Reggie's eyes darkened with guilt. Oh, son, I didn't even know. And if I had, I swear to you, I would have been there. Malcolm didn't respond. He just turned on his heel and walked straight out of the tent, the humid air swallowing him whole. Kenneth exhaled sharply before grabbing an empty cup, walking over to the bar and pouring himself a drink next to Vanessa, who was already on her third shot. Reggie sat back down, his hands clasped together, staring at nothing in particular. The family sat in silence, letting the chaos settle, the whispers beginning to swell. Whew. I tell y'all one thing, Uncle June said, wiping his brow. If this family reunion don't get a sponsorship from heritageuncovered.com next year, we doing something wrong. Aunt Lisa shot Uncle June a look as she fanned herself with one of the Parker family reunion fans. Uncle June leaned on the table, smirking. Well, might as well keep this train wreck going. Let's see what the DNA got to say about these twins next. Then one of the cousins, Deshaun, leaned forward, shaking his head. Oof, damn. Somebody check the weather, because I swear it's raining skeletons in this damn family. A nervous chuckle rippled through the tent, cutting through the tension just enough for people to breathe again. Then the projector screen flickered. The next DNA results were ready. All eyes turned forward. The storm wasn't over yet.